Cafe.
That's how it is. So, Emelyn, welcome for your first segment of Stuart Cinema Cafe Industry News.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, this is going to be kind of rough here because this is your first time.
Yes.
You know, she's always getting interviewed, but this is the first time she got to take the reins on some stuff. So,
Yes.
I'm going to walk her through this, help her with it. I'm going to hold her hand. But I got to order stuff that she wants to talk about. And hopefully, the producer, I like to call, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Engineer.
The
The engineer can
engineer.
follow with me here
Yeah.
because I'm going to state off each thing. And your PowerPoint is the same thing in order on this, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
And she'll know because I'll prompt what I'm going to be talking about.
Okay. Okay. Now, what was the reason why
Stop making me laugh.
I got to
trying to
loosen you
serious.
up. Got to loosen you up.
Okay.
What was the purpose that you wanted to do this?
So I, as you know, have tons of information, meetings that I go to, just every day I get like new information about the industry, about music, about filmmakers, and it's very difficult to share that information. Even though I try to do it on Facebook, it doesn't really work because it's a lot to type.
True.
And I don't have that kind of time.
You definitely don't.
And even when I did get someone to do my social media, that wasn't working out very well, as you know.
It wasn't me.
Right. So I just wanted to have one place where I could come every so often to just share information, talk about the industry. I think sometimes independent filmmakers don't really get an opportunity to talk about what's happening in the industry.
Okay.
Sort of filmmakers are incubated in their own little worlds, making
Okay.
their projects. So
That makes sense. Because one thing you always, ever since I've known you, it's all about information to these filmmakers. Because to me, as the times that I've known you and the times that you work with people that's in the industry, I've noticed that a lot of people get ripped off or because they don't have the information. And that's one thing you're very good at, like, you might want to ask this person this, or
Yeah.
you might want to do it that way.
Yeah.
So definitely appreciate you for doing that because,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have no movie, but working on it.
not yet.
Not yet.
You don't have a movie yet. I think everybody's got a movie in them.
Yeah, okay.
Because everybody has a story, right?
Yeah.
That's the big thing, that everywhere I go, everybody either wants to be an actor or wants to write a story or has an idea for a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid mine will get X-rated or something. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
it.
no.
I said it.
Yeah.
I said it. Okay, let's get into this and stuff. Okay, I don't know how we're doing this PowerPoint thing here.
So I can, yeah, so so I just wanted to share news, things that are happening, because I think if we don't stay in the loop of what's happening, it's very hard to make good decisions. So I just wanted to talk about different things that I know I'm talking about with other producers and industry people. So first, there's a lot of talk about Netflix. And so recently there's been articles about Netflix taking over the Paris Theater here in New York.
Right, I heard that.
And it is true. They, from what I understand, have signed a 10-year lease. So they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And this is the second theater, because the other theater that they signed a deal with or have a stake in is the Egyptian Theater in Los Angeles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect, I have my own theory of what's going on. One of the issues that they had, and there was a lot of talk about this last year, was how it wasn't fair that the Netflix movies didn't have to go through the same theater run that regular movies went through. You know, they'd be in theaters a week or two, and sometimes no time at all and go straight to Netflix.
Okay.
And that's not fair for the films that have to have a full theatrical run in order to even qualify for the Oscars. So I think that their workaround was to buy their own theaters and then set up their own shops so that they can do their runs, qualify, and sort of bypass that whole having to do the theater run. And I believe that this is true because I was just in DC with NATO, the National Association for Theater Owners.
Oh, okay. I thought something
And
else.
and I was getting a lot of flack about running Netflix movies, showing Netflix movies, which I do. And I'm trying not to pick sides, right? Because I do belong to the National Association of Theater Owners, and I understand what they're saying, that it's not fair that Netflix wants to give you their movies for 2 weeks, and it's not enough time for theaters to really make money. Other movies normally are 90 days. But I'm doing it because I'm also distributing Ava DuVernay through Array, her films, and normally they're with me a week or two, and then they go to Netflix.
Right. And if people don't know your girl Ava, I know that's a good friend of yours. We went to her thing at in Apollo,
Yes, where
Yes.
she was with Oprah.
Oprah and
Yeah,
all those people.
yeah, yeah.
And that's the lady who did the Central Park 5.
Yes, Central Park 5.
That was
she
cool.
did Selma.
That's right.
Yeah, she's done a lot. People don't know. She did Wrinkle in Time
Yeah.
for Disney. Yeah, so she's done a lot of work, and she really is a champion for independent filmmakers. And so I'm happy to sort of distribute and show her films at our theater. And they have a big following, but they're only with us a short time, and then they go to Netflix. So that's the deal.
Okay.
So I understand. But I think that that's interesting now because I don't know how it's happening, but a lot of us are getting invitations to come to the Paris Theater to see, for example, they're showing The Irishman. Yeah, but also they're showing it at their theater, at the Paris Theater.
That's a
because
long
now
movie.
Is that all you can say about that movie? It's a long
It's
movie.
good though.
It's a long movie. That's like the Titanic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a long one.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to see a lot more of that. So you're going to be able to see most of their films before they go to Netflix or even after they're at Netflix at the Paris Theater here in New York.
We're in New York.
I don't know exactly where the Paris Theater is located. I don't know the exact street address.
Okay, we'll get that information.
But it's the
out
old
to 'em.
Paris Theater. I don't even know if they're going to keep the name, actually. That's very interesting. I don't know if they're going to keep the Paris name or if it's going to be Netflix.
Okay.
But probably not.
Okay,
Yeah, so that's interesting.
that's very interesting.
So yeah, we know where to find Netflix. They're at the Paris Theater.
Right. Now, you just said something, I don't mean to interrupt them, but
Mm-hmm.
you said something that kind of, I know you want to get to the next thing, but it kind of piqued my interest. You're saying you're a member of the National Association of Theater Owners, and he said they was giving you slack.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, so because I'm running Netflix movies and they are not, so you're not going to see Netflix movies at AMC or Regal or any of the big theaters. And because I'm part of that organization, I really should be following suit and doing what they're doing. But I'm kind of in my own little world right now. I don't know how long I'll be able to get away with that. But,
Okay.
but for right now, yeah. Kind of dancing to my
Well,
own
you know I
tune.
got some viewers, so you know.
Yeah.
They might
yeah,
find out.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
All right. And the next thing you want to talk about?
Yes. So the other big thing that people may not even realize, but last year in 2019, there was 532 TV shows that were picked up and were
Really?
aired. 532, that's a lot.
A lot.
A lot. When I started 10 years ago, there was like only 10 shows, maybe, a year, new. And I just want to talk about how does that affect the industry? If we have so many shows,
Yeah.
is that good or bad for independent filmmakers?
Bad.
Why do you think it's bad?
Because you're never going to be focused on the little guys. You're going to,
That's
you
right.
know,
It makes it hard to be successful
Yeah.
because the eyeballs are spread
yeah,
very thin.
very thin.
And they don't get the attention when you have so many shows. And that has a lot to do with all the streaming services, which brings me to the next point.
Okay,
So,
Moving right along.
yeah, we're moving along.
It's going to be
So-
quicker than I thought.
Yeah, right. I just want to share what I know, share what I've come across. So there's 3 new streaming services, at least, that we know about that are confirmed. One is Peacock, which is owned by Comcast. NBC Universal is coming, and of course, everybody's been talking about HBO Max. So that's going to be their new streaming service.
And also like Disney Plus and all that type of stuff.
Right, Disney Plus,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
which is creating problems for independent movie theaters, because now Disney doesn't want to show those movies in independent movie theaters.
Right.
Because they want people to go to Disney Plus
Right.
and watch it online. So I used to be able to get like Toy Story 4 and a lot of those Disney
That's a
movies.
Toy Story 4?
Yeah, there's a Toy Story 4.
I don't
They're
have
up
small
to-
kids no more.
Yeah, they're up to number 4. So I used to be able to get all of those movies, and now it's a big issue. And they're forcing me to get DCP, and even then, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get those movies. So it's tough. The whole industry, it's changing. And I came into the movie business, owning a movie theater business, at a time when everything is just sort of shifting.
Right, because even they, what I was reading, Seth MacFarlane, the one that made Family Guy and all that, he signed a $200 million deal with NBC Universal.
Yeah,
I remember reading that.
yeah.
How is it that, because now streaming services are like bundling together, like, you know, you get Disney Plus, Hulu, and then you also get ESPN Plus or whatever it is, but Hulu and Disney Plus are both streaming services. You know, how are they able to do
Well,
that?
they're acting like channels. Just like at home, you would have Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7. So now streaming service is kind of operating as if it was just another sort of network that you could watch,
Right.
which is why they can coexist in the same plan that gives
Right.
you options. Which brings us back to this whole, all these TV shows being made, you
Right.
know, do we have enough eyeballs for 532
Not
new
really,
shows?
because a lot of people are not even getting cable anymore.
Yeah.
They're just going straight
Yeah.
to streaming services.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of these streaming services are investing a ton of money in this new content and these TV shows,
Yeah.
which is great because it allows independent filmmakers and other filmmakers that maybe are not so well known to be able to get a deal. But then how successful can it be if you're not going to be able to have viewership because everything has become junk food, you know, everything is spread so thin, so.
But isn't it a lot of like these cable networks like that's popping up now? I remember I was somewhere and they had some kind of streaming service, like regular channels, but they had channels I never heard of before. And it was, you could see them on the internet as well and stuff. And I was like, what is this? And I'm watching on the TV. So there's a lot of a lot of options that are showing all these internet shows or whatever and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I mean, how can he do that though?
Well, listen, first of all, everybody thinks they're going to make money doing it, right? I remember when Go90 was around, and that was Verizon was trying to do their own streaming, and we were trying to recruit filmmakers to put their content online, but they didn't want to pay any money. They wanted to use the content to build the streaming service. That model isn't working anymore because a lot of the independent filmmakers are not going for that. So now they have to pay up front. But everybody's betting on the fact that they're going to be able to make money. So we'll see what happens. But I feel like too many shows may not be a good thing.
not at all.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's supposed to be on me.
Yes.
Okay. Now, one thing that, you know, this was one of the things that was interesting that you sent me. It was like VHS tapes worth money?
Yes,
Explain
baby.
that for me.
Yes, I am the monetizing queen. So I'm always looking for ways that we can make money in this industry. So when I was in Utah, I was talking to a bunch of distributors, and they brought up the issue of VHS tapes and how people have them laying around doing nothing. And one of the distributors said, you know, we're actually paying money for those VHS tapes. And, you know, my antennas went up. I'm like, what? You're paying money? And so, yes, so we have a whole list of different VHS tapes. So if you have a VHS tape laying at home, I think they're one of the ones with the little diamond on the corner. I think I have a preliminary list here, but like Robin Hood, Dumbo, Alice in Wonderland, Sleeping Beauty, Lady and the Tramp, Cinderella, Bambi, The Little Mermaid, Peter Pan, The Jungle Book. So if you have any of these VHS tapes at home, you can actually put them on eBay and sell them yourself.
How much would you get for them?
Some of them are worth anything from like $1,000 up to $15,000
Each?
Whoa.
Yes. So you may be sitting on a gold mine at home and don't
Yeah.
even know it. So if you're looking to get rid of those VHS tapes, go to eBay, check it out,
That's
and look to see
interesting.
what the competition is. You
That's
know?
interesting because
Yeah.
vinyl is also
Yeah,
like,
vinyl's big.
Yeah.
Vinyl's coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's
you
the
know,
same concept with VHS
Exactly,
that it
yeah.
is with vinyl. And
That's-
and I had no idea. I have some tapes at home. I need to go look. But
Me too now.
that's just another
Me
way to
too.
make money. If you're not going to do anything with them, I mean, you can take that money and make a short film if you're a filmmaker.
Yeah.
I'm not a filmmaker, but I'm definitely going to look for some VHS tapes.
Right.
Let's be real with it and stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I did not see the thing is and stuff is when like stuff that you have told me as long as I've known you, you tell me stuff. I'm like, there's no way this could be true. Who would have thought that VHS would make money and stuff like
Right.
like because everybody's like throwing their stuff away or whatever and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You just never know.
Yeah, Disney wants them, so if you have them, for sure. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was I was in D.C. With NATO, again with the National Association of Theater Owners, and I was lobbying in D.C. on behalf of movie theaters. And there was two big issues that I was talking to politicians about, trying to persuade them. And one I didn't want to talk about because I love music artists, and it's kind of controversial. So there is an issue where the Department of Justice opened a review of ASCAP and BMI consent decrees. Basically, what the Department of Justice is looking at is charging movie theaters for the music that's in movies that we show.
Charging
So-
the theater?
Yes, for the music. And that is extremely problematic.
Oh, yeah.
For one, because to me, and this is what I was trying to tell the politicians, this is like double dipping, double taxation,
Very
because
true.
the filmmaker already paid for that music.
Yes.
Why should I, as a movie theater, pay for that music again?
Yeah.
Because I don't get to decide what music is in these movies,
Right.
right? So there is this whole movement to do that. And I was lobbying and talking to the politicians about not doing that. And I understand that music artists, you know, have been ripped off over the years, that they could use the money. But I don't even think it's going directly to the artist. And I think you guys who are more into music than I am know about that.
Right.
But that to me is insane.
Yeah.
And so we're fighting against that. And we're hoping that the Department of Justice understands and sees our plea. So there was National Amusement was there. All the big theaters were there with me. I was representing the smaller theaters. And we were just kind of saying, look, this could put us out of business.
Yeah.
If we have to pay for music every time we show a film, sort of like the radio, every time they want to do the same thing with movies.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
That
sense.
don't make sense.
And
It-
depending on the film, how much music it is, it's in there, who's the artist, how
And
big
we
the artist-
already pay a licensing fee, right? So the
That's-
filmmaker already paid for the music rights.
Yeah.
We pay the distributor a licensing fee to show the movie. And then on top of that, they want us to pay for the music. So I don't know if ASCAP is behind it. I just know that as a movie theater owner, small or large, it represents a huge, huge problem.
So how is that fair? You know, so even like, you know, you were talking about streaming services, those movies are also going to be on streaming services. They don't have to pay double, I'm assuming.
Right, but because we charge admission for people to come in to watch the movies,
Okay,
they
so that's
feel
the catch.
like, yeah, that's the catch.
That's like being in a restaurant because they charge people in the restaurants. If you're playing music in restaurants
Right.
and stuff like that.
I had to get a
Oh, that's
special.
right. I remember
yeah,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, to be able to play music in the cafe
Oh,
and in
wow.
the theater.
But
Yeah.
but like you said, like on the streaming, if you streaming on the thing, like you said, like you have to pay because you charge admission. But isn't the streaming services charging?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
isn't that-
charging you probably a subscription, right?
Yeah,
It's a
right,
subscription
absolutely.
based.
So wouldn't that be the same thing? Charging you to come in, come in and check out my streaming site.
Yeah.
I don't know. This makes no sense to me. I just know that
Not
I
at all.
fought it. I fought the good fight, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
I'm sure the artists are going to love that idea, but
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
it's
to the
yeah.
that would That would
It really is. And it's going to be a huge problem, hindrance. And also, we're going to probably play less films. We
Yeah.
may play less independent films because we're not going to take a risk on an independent film and give it a 1-week run. And on top of that, we have to pay a licensing fee, and we have to now pay for the music. So I really feel like it's going to impact the independent films
all around.
more
Especially you.
than the big, more than the big name
Right.
studio movies.
And the reason why I say you, because you literally opened that theater for nobody but independent filmmakers.
That's right.
You was dead set
right.
on that.
That's
I
right.
mean, kind of turn left a little bit. Well,
Yeah.
left is that way. You kind of
Yeah.
turn left a little bit, but it's understandable and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that's why you had talked about doing some other stuff as well to help these independent filmmakers.
Yes.
You know, so that kind of sucks for you because I know your passion is for the independent
Listen,
filmmakers.
I spoke to those politicians. I am just, I think they understood though what I was saying.
No,
Like
As
they
they
were
should.
happy. There's not that many, especially for me. I think when National Amusement spoke on it and the bigger theaters, they were like, yeah, but I know that in the back of their minds they were like, you're a big theater, you can afford it. Right, you're
Right.
charging $17, you charge
Right.
$10. But I think when I spoke from the perspective of the community and independent filmmakers and having a smaller theater
Yeah.
and trying to keep my prices affordable, because if I have to pay for the music every time I show the movie,
Yeah.
I can't charge $10 for a movie ticket.
Right.
Right. So now that affects the entire community. Our
Right.
seniors pay $5. Like I wouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
So there's a much bigger impact to the community than just me as a movie theater owner. So the other thing that we were lobbying about while I was there, and this affects me specifically because I recently opened and I converted a warehouse, and so everything in there is new. The electricity, the water, the pipes, the
I've seen it all.
walls, the floor. So I built it from scratch. So there's an issue because there's something in the books that says that we have to depreciate with movie theaters the upgrades that we do and the work, the construction that we do and things like that and the build out. We have to spread that out over 29 years as a tax write-off, right? 29 years, so that means that I'm not going to upgrade the theater for 20, so you're going to be sitting in the same chair for 29 years, right? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we think 15 years makes more sense. Because also think about the write-off. If I have to spread that write-off over 29 years, I'm
You're not
getting
gonna
5
see
cents.
You're not going to see
So
nothing.
we were lobbying to change that to 15 years, which is what it should be. And there was something that happened in Congress at the end where it was changed to 29, but it has always supposed to be 15. So we're fighting to get that back to 15 years so that I can do repairs and I can put the recliners in the theater and I could,
Have the stakes.
right, and I can do all of those things without having to worry about the fact that I'm not going to be able to recoup my money for 30 years, which is
So right
crazy.
now, you can't do any upgrades to the theater now?
I can, but I have to write it off over 29 years.
Oh, wow.
Exactly, which is, yeah. Go ahead, you can say it. It's bananas.
I wasn't going to say that. That's why I didn't
Yeah,
say
it's-
anything.
It's insane. It's insane.
Very much so.
And so the
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. It's such a
How did
such
they
an
get
issue.
29 years? Like, where did that number come
I don't
from?
even. I gotta tell you, I spent several days up on the Hill, in Capitol Hill, just talking to politicians. I don't understand how a lot of the stuff
Yeah.
that happens even happens up there. But it is fascinating to me that they are so out of touch with like what's happening,
Very true.
especially in the entertainment world. They just want to be entertained. They don't even understand sort of the back end of that. So.
Where the back end, it seems like, I hate to say it, like it's always something shady going on and stuff. 'Cause like he said, like, how did you come up with 29?
Isn't that crazy?
I can
They
understand.
said it was some kind of error, and they just left it that way.
I can understand 30. I can understand 25. I can understand.
Yeah, 17, 12, like, yeah.
For 13 and a half years, you can't, that's crazy.
I don't even know if I'll be here 29 years from now, right? That's crazy.
Here's the thing. She's been talking, and she done brung up 3 trips. She just ain't say where she went.
Oh, really?
Well, two of them you definitely, and another one I know.
Oh, so I went to DC.
DC, yeah.
That's where I did the lobbying.
Uh-huh.
And I went to Utah
Uh-huh.
for the Art House Convergence, which is where I met with all the distributors.
Okay.
What's the third?
Oh, no.
You did go somewhere not too long ago.
Okay. I go lots of places. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We could be having a conversation, and she's working. She's in there working or whatever. She's like, I'm going to go to Cancun tomorrow. Let me call the kids. And be gone. Just be gone. I was
That's
like,
true.
but when you work hard and stuff, you can do that and stuff. So
Absolutely.
she's done some
It's the
things.
balance. I'm trying to have balance in the moment. In the moment. That's
Sometimes you
the
gotta
trick.
take your mind off
Yes.
29 years. You gotta sit on somebody's beach.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
They try
That's
to
true.
make you crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emelyn jump up in a minute, and be like, I'll see y'all
Yeah.
later.
And so the other thing I want to talk about is an issue that I'm always trying to be part of the solution and not the problem, although sometimes I've been part of the problem. But most times I'm trying to be part of the solution. And so one of the things that I have been doing since I opened the cafe is that I have been sponsoring food on different independent film sets, because that's a big price ticket, is the food that they can't afford to feed the cast and crew. And a lot of times, especially in short films, the cast and crew is working for free, if not for very little.
True.
And so I feel like the least we can do is feed them, right? So pizza is a big no-no on set. I love pizza. I'm okay with pizza, but a lot of people are not. And they feel like, for my hard work, pizza's not.
And she
Yeah.
serves pizza in the theater.
I do.
wrong with pizza?
I love pizza, but there's an issue with just being on set. Actors and cast and crew, they can chime in, but they certainly don't think that they should be getting pizza for lunch after working 10 hours. So
I'm
I
all right
have
with it.
been providing I've been providing affordable lunch for the sets. So in some cases, I've sponsored the meals, and in other cases, I've provided low cost. So that got me thinking, because then I started to get a bunch of calls to be able to do that for different independent movie sets. I decided that I was going to provide that as a service. So we recently launched a catering service that's part of Stuart Cinema and Cafe. And you can get wraps and salads, gourmet sandwiches, dessert, all for $12 or less per person,
Okay.
which
Really?
is huge. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Good
yeah.
idea.
So we just started doing it officially, so we're going to have more information soon. But if you have any questions, you can always email us at stuartcinemacatering@gmail.com. And actually, I'm going to have to put all this in the links later.
Yeah.
But so if you are shooting a short film in New York or anywhere nearby and you need food to feed your cast and crew, contact us and we can help you out with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because I know it's a big issue.
What's crazy about it, I didn't know about that.
Really?
You didn't tell me that.
You haven't come to see me in like a week.
Well, some of us been busy.
I gotta keep you. Gotta keep you updated.
Yes, you do.
So you know what I heard today, which is really great, talking about what's showing at Stuart Cinema and Cafe this week and this coming weekend. So I'm getting Clemency, the movie.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. That's actually our first time having a first run film at the theater, which is exciting. Harriet, if you haven't seen Harriet on the big screen, we're showing that. It's going to start on Tuesday, I believe. And if you haven't seen The Joker, we're doing a private screening on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Who's showing up?
Oh, I don't know, but it's going to be a private screening, and it's $12 a ticket to see it, and all of that money is going to the October Film Festival Fund for filmmakers.
Okay.
So that's going to allow us to provide more things for the filmmakers. So we're using the theater to raise money for OFF.
Here's the thing and stuff. Anytime Emelyn says it's a private screening, I suggest you go. I suggest you go. I have seen so many people, or me just happen to walk in there. Oh, it's a private screening. Come on in. And I'm sitting here talking to Leon or who's the last guy?
From Power.
From Power, Tommy. I
Oh,
ended
yeah.
up interviewing him.
Okay.
You
Yep.
know, she has some people come through there. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, she's,
If we say private, it may mean that we have special guests coming.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
it's
yeah.
almost, I think every time you said private, somebody was there. Well,
Don't put that kind of pressure on me.
no, you did that. Because
Don't
even,
pressure me.
cause even like when, what you call it, showed up, not Michael Ealy, what's the dude, oh my God. He showed up at the film festival a few years ago and stuff. Short guy. I don't want to call him short.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, now I'm definitely not
Now
saying
you-
who it is. I have no idea who you're talking about. I
No,
have
really
no
nice,
clue.
nice guy. He was in Lackawanna Blues. He played the son in Lackawanna Blues and stuff. One of my favorite movies and stuff.
Clifton Powell?
No, I met him. He's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yes.
No, one of the early ones when you did it at,
Harry Lennox?
no, he was cool too.
Hill Harper?
Hill Harper.
Hill Harper. He was at my theater the other day with his son Pierce.
Yeah.
They were going to watch one of our kids' movies. He
See.
actually, I think he lives in the neighborhood because he stopped by a couple of times.
A lot of these actors live in the neighborhood and they just walk
Yeah.
around. Like
Yeah,
Tommy
they
said,
just-
yo, catch me on the R train.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Very
I'm like,
down to
"Serious?"
earth
I'm like,
guy.
seriously?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, yeah.
I ain't gotta hide from nobody. Shoot.
Right.
You
This
know?
ain't power.
Yep.
So when y'all hear private screening from Emelyn, if she ever put it out, just put it in your calendar. You might want to show up.
Yeah. So I also wanted to say, we have a lot of industry publications at the theater. I don't know if people can see this, but this is Box Office. It's the National Association of Theater Owners magazine, and it's got lots of information in here about movies that are coming up, how much money they're making, what different studios are looking for, what they're working on. And this you can read at our cafe for free. We have a whole bunch of publications related to the business that you can just come in, grab some coffee or not, tea, my mom's homemade lemonade, whatever it is,
Oh, yeah.
and just kind of sit around. We have books you can look at that are related to the industry. So I definitely welcome people to stop by Stuart Cinema and Cafe.
Get something to eat.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And then people are always asking me, what am I reading? So, so I brought my book with me.
Nice segue.
Yes, nice segue to my book. So, this is what I'm reading right now. Lead from the Outside. It is a great, great book for not just leaders, but just sort of like, I think when you're an outcast in any industry or in any part of your life and you're trying to break in, there's just all of these things we don't even think about because we're so busy trying to get in. So I definitely recommend the book. There's a quote in here that I read the other day that stayed with me that I want to share with you. It basically says, logic is a seductive excuse for setting low expectations. Logic. You know how we talk ourselves out of being where we should be?
Yes.
And it's like our logic does that. So that is a big problem. But if somebody doesn't say that to us, we wouldn't know,
Very true.
right? Because we think we're being logical. Like, yeah, no, I don't belong at the White House. No, I don't belong here. I don't belong there. And that's just, it's an excuse. Keeps us from getting where we need to be.
Very true.
All right.
Hold
And
on. Who wrote the book?
so the book is written by Stacey Abrams. Yes.
And what's the name of the book?
It is called Lead from the Outside. Yes.
Let me see
And
the
also,
book.
I had an aha moment this week.
Okay,
Do
hold
you want to
on.
hear my aha moment?
Yes, I do. Hold on. The book is Lead from the Outside: How to Build Your Future and Make a Real Change by Stacey Abrams. I think I just met her. I really did at that event I
Yeah.
went to.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing woman, has been through the ringer. I respect her as a woman. And just, sometimes you got being able to take a fall and get back up.
And what's your aha moment?
So I had an aha moment this week. So what I figured out this week, why are you laughing about my aha? I haven't even said what my aha moment was.
This is going to be interesting.
So I realized this week, early on, I was so busy trying to get contacts, right? We're always trying to get contacts. And so what I realized is that by the time you get the contacts, you don't need the contacts anymore.
Okay.
That was my aha moment. So
Why?
Yeah, I'm not, I just had the aha moment, so I haven't figured it all out. But what I know is, like, I spent a lot of time sort of building my Rolodex and just trying to get the right contacts in place so that I can have the right influence and make the right decisions and have access to the right things. And what I have found now is that now that I have some of the contacts, I don't really need them anymore. Because by the time you get there, then you don't need them because you're already there.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. You just made me think about something. Something we were talking about maybe in the last year or somewhere, maybe the summertime. And we was talking about hiring somebody for social media,
Yeah.
right? And
We were talking about it?
yeah, we was talking about
Okay, we
because
talked
you
about
was-
a lot of things.
Yeah,
so I
definitely.
wasn't sure. Okay.
You definitely. I mean, if you want some information, this is the person to talk to. If you're like, oh, come on back, and then you're like, I'm ready to go. But she got so much information, you know, you're like, you got to take it in spurts because she will go in.
Yeah.
You know, she'll go in. You'll know. You probably make your own movie by the time you leave out there. You know. But one thing you said, and I think a lot of people need to know this. One issue you was having was with hiring the right social media manager. You know, and you said something that stuck to me like crazy. Why am I hiring somebody to do my social media when I have more contacts than them?
Preach on.
You know,
Hallelujah.
and it was so funny to me because I was always looking for somebody to roll the social media. You know how they hit you up, and I know you get it a lot too. So they want to help you out with your social media and stuff like that, and they got less than you, so you should be like extremely high up if you're going to say you have the social media stuff and everything.
Right.
So, but they don't have it. So how are they going to promote, and quote unquote, how are you going to help me with my social media when it looks like I need to help you with yours?
True.
And that was the quote that was told to me. Did I say it right?
Yes. I have a lot of friends in the PR business, but I struggle with that because I feel like if you can't do it for yourself, how are you going to do it for me?
That's true.
Like if you're a brand, everybody's a brand, right? You're a DJ, you
Yes.
have a brand, you do what you do, and we all have a brand. But if you can't grow your own brand, and I don't know who you are, then how are you going to grow my brand? I don't know. I have issues with that.
And this is like, I think something that I needed to say, and I'm glad that you just said that, because I was watching one of the court shows before I left today, and the guy was suing. He paid $1,000 for this guy to give him 10,000 followers. So but by the time he got back to New York, he was down to about 1,100. And what happened, there was a purge. And the guy was making it, and I always tell people, like when I do my social media, I'll look at your page first. I'm just not saying accept. I'm gonna look at your page first and see
Yeah.
what you got going on. And certain stuff I just don't want on my page.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that and you just say, okay, somebody follow me or send me, want to follow me, and you just say click, 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 a lot of those times there's robots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't do that.
Yeah.
I want to build my stuff organically.
Right.
And that's why you got to take
That
the
takes
time out.
time.
It takes time and stuff. It's not
You
going
got
to
to have a
happen
lot
overnight.
of patience.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough because
I just tried that buffer thing where you type your post beforehand and you schedule them. I'm
Oh.
not good at that.
I used to do that and stuff.
I try, but I feel like by the time it gets out, it's too late. So I get ahead of the buffer and then I go in and send it anyway.
Right.
And I'm just like, the concept of it.
Yeah, it's not good
doesn't-
for you.
You know why? Because I like to talk to people in real time.
Yeah.
And so I feel like to type something up so that it goes out tomorrow morning, even with our newsletter, I have issues with that. I kind of like to live in the moment, and I want to talk about things when they're happening. Although I've been criticized for not posting things in a timely manner, and that's because like when something's happening, I'm like in that moment. I am living in that moment, so I can't go to Facebook because I'm like right here. Like right now, I'm not on Facebook because I'm here.
Right.
Tonight, when I get home and this is all over, I'll definitely say something about it. But right now, like I live in the moment. Wherever I am, whether it's the kids or work or here, I'm in the moment. So I can't post and be in the moment at the same time, apparently. So
No, you can't.
yeah, so I don't know how my social media has grown because
Because
clearly.
it's you. Because one thing that you have always done is follow up what you said, and then there's nothing's going to tell you no. You got to hear her story. Because we did NAACP out in Long Island, and she told that story. No women lost their mind.
Really?
Told the story of how she got the theater. It's an interesting story. You got
Maybe
3
you should
minutes.
do your
No,
own
when-
short
when-
film,
I've done many films.
or do a TED talk,
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
TED Talk.
that's right.
There you
We're-
go.
We're
We're
looking
working
at
at
me
it.
doing a TED Talk,
Talk
yeah.
TEDx.
Yeah.
TEDx,
Yeah.
that's right,
TEDx.
TEDx.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see,
that'd be awesome.
I'll tell you about that at the end of the show.
yeah.
Because if you into that stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured he would be. You know, he's that guy. Him and Bango, they into that stuff.
Okay.
You know, but is there anything else? 'Cause we went kind of fast through everything.
I'm done. You were afraid I was going to be long-winded. You were going to have to cut
I'm
me off.
impressed.
Where's the
Listen,
theater?
I delivered what
Where
I.
is it? Where is it? Shout out the address.
Oh, it's 79 West Street in Brooklyn, New York. That's in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. You take the G train. You get off at Greenpoint, walk 2 blocks, and you'll see Stuart Cinema and Cafe. We open at 10 a.m., 7 days a week. We're usually there till 8, 9, sometimes 10 o'clock at night. We host all kinds of events, current movies, older movies, second-run movies, film festivals, companies. There's a huge... Thursday is my birthday. And do you know where I will be Thursday morning?
In the theater?
At the theater. That's
What's-
right.
What's going down?
There's a
What we doing?
big tech company, and they're having their yearly meeting at my space all day. And the owner would feel better if I was there early in the morning to at least greet him. And I was like, I wanted to say, but it's my birthday. But I said, sure, I'll
You gonna be there all day?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going to go there, make sure everything is working, and then I'm going to disappear, and Carl Gilbert will take over.
My man CJ.
Yes, yes. Thank
Well,
God for
happy
Carl.
pre-birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you,
know?
thank you. And then I'm off Friday and Saturday, so we'll see. Then I'm back in the theater for church. Love, shout out to One Ministries. It's one ministry, 1 hour. So if you don't have a church, or you just want to hear a message, or just listen to great music, you can come Sunday mornings at 11. It's 11 to 12. It's 1 hour of your life. It's a good time. I can give you free coffee. Come check it out.
Not for nothing, I didn't think it was going to work, but I've seen some live streaming. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I have to give them props. It's pretty good.
You
What?
ye of little faith. You didn't think the church was going to work at the theater
I
on
really
Sunday
didn't.
mornings?
I wasn't going to tell you, but I really didn't.
Oh my God. He sat there. He was like, oh, that sounds good. And now you're saying you didn't think it was going to work.
I thought you were going to have to put a lot of money in it and something like that, but you.
But it's
I
not
don't-
my church.
I
It's-
know,
so
but
I'm just,
but I know
I'm just
you.
making sure they have a home.
But I know you.
Yeah.
But I know the first time they came, she cried.
I sure did. I was weeping because I had a vision of the theater being used as a church.
Oh.
And when they came around and said they needed a home, I was like, yes, this was the vision. It's here. And yes, I'm happy to have them. And that's the one day that I'm usually always at the theater is Sunday morning because of church.
Awesome.
And it's from 11 to 12?
11 to 12.
11 to 12, and she's out of there at 12:01.
That's right. That's right. I have other things to do. I'm here, and we're growing and doing different things. So,
All right.
yeah.
So I was going to go a little slower with everything, but you went right through it. So,
That's right. So that's a wrap.
well, that's the wrap up. Stuart Cinema and Cafe, industry news.
Yes.
Okay.
And when will I be on again so people know when to come back?
Now let's mess with you. The plan is to have Emelyn on every third Tuesday each month.
I'm not going to remember that. Every third Tuesday.
Every third Tuesday each month.
Right.
Every third
That's the plan. But it's kind of hard to do that as well because what happens is she gets called out to go somewhere,
That's true.
Can't go.
not for nothing.
That's a call I would answer right away.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
out.
But she goes on business too. Like,
Yeah.
didn't you go to Brazil not too long ago? No, it wasn't Brazil. Where's the place they was
I'm
thinking
going to
about?
wait. I'm going to wait to see if you remember.
Where they wanted to open a theater.
Yes. It's an island. That's all I'll say.
Yes, Island.
Yeah.
Long Island? No, let me stop. No, damn. Jamaica? No.
It's all right.
Jamaica's
we're,
not an island.
we're gonna let it go. But yes,
Well,
they're
I know
they're
she's
trying to
been-
open similar theaters.
In the Caribbean.
in the Caribbean.
Okay.
That's right. And I'm going to be consulting and helping to the extent that I can.
Absolutely.
She's a
great.
beast.
Great.
All right.
Be at the beach and work at the same time?
Oh, now you're trying to be like CJ?
Yeah, right?
CJ would go on that beach in a minute.
Yep.
Okay, I want to thank you for taking the time out and giving us all this news. And now, please, I hope everybody took the time out. I've been watching my stream. You've been saying some stuff that they're really following and stuff. And shout out to my girl, I can't see her now, Cotton Candy.
Oh, yes, Cotton Candy. I love
Yeah.
her. I have to talk to you. Got to call her.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Lauren, that's her name. Lauren. She's
Loreni.
Loreni, yeah. Well, I call her Lauren, and she answered it to it and stuff like. I don't
She's
know.
sweet.
Yeah, definitely, and she's doing a lot of acting right now as well. The stuff I've been checking it
I
out.
saw that.
Let me say this first. Shout out to her. I'm just gonna call her Cotton Candy. Y'all can check out on DTF on Saturdays.
Yeah. I can't see the comments. I guess I should be.
Put your glasses on. I didn't even say that fast. Shout out to Richard Bird. He's doing a lot of amazing things. He's in a movie right now. They filming. Shout out to my man Charles Massey. That's my boy right there. He's filming a film right now with, it's a new film that's coming out and stuff. And there's a lot of great people that's in it. And also my man, I want to make sure I say he's been on Dres house before. I want to make sure I say his name right. Tamiki. Am I saying that right? Tamiki. Tamiki.
Tamiki?
Tamiki. Is it Tamiki? I always call him Tamiki.
Yeah. You
he
butcher
answer that
people's
too?
names.
He has a hard name. I know his middle name, Lee. I can't mess that
Stick
up.
with that. Stick with that.
But then,
That's why I call everybody honey and sweetie.
I can't do that.
Yeah. Well,
But it was funny and stuff because
you get that Me
I-
Too movement.
there you go. It was funny because I was watching, I've seen it before, but it was just one day I was sitting there and on the ION channel, they play a lot of Blue Bloods. And I had talked to him about maybe a couple weeks ago. We was talking about something. When
Scratching that record.
he scared me. When we did the power thing, when we actually did that, and what was the group that did the power? The two guys,
Eric
Eric and Todman from
I can't remember now.
something. Well, shout out, they did a great event. It was
They did. They're doing Insecure. I
it's
think the
coming
new
back.
the new episode. Yeah, it's launching at my theater.
Oh,
Gotta go.
Private
gotta
event.
go. I'll be there.
It's private, but
I want to go.
Yeah.
we
We
walking
Put me on the
it.
list.
Yes.
Got
yes.
that? You going?
That's launching.
Yeah,
Yep.
you going.
I'm going.
Launching at the
I'm
theater.
going. I ain't even been
Yeah.
invited.
I'm actually thinking about doing the Super Bowl at the theater.
Oh, that would be
on
awesome.
I know
Sunday.
where I'm gonna be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you were with me last year at the Super Bowl.
That's right. We watched the
He
Super Bowl
watched
in
the Super Bowl at the movie theater on that big screen with surround sound. He ate bad
Popcorn.
food though. We catered very bad food that day.
Oh man.
That was horrible. We had like horrible chicken fingers and terrible
No, it was-
meatballs.
No,
It was
no,
horrible.
hold on. It was
I
so-
apologize.
No, it was
to all
something
my
that
guests.
it was one thing that was good.
One thing that was
I
good.
can't remember what it was, but it was
It
one
was
thing.
the
that-
chicken wings.
There you go. That was.
Yes.
Now I had that,
We had 20 of those because everything else was horrendous.
and we had the drinks and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
beer
It
and-
was really cool.
Yeah.
And I have to say that was pretty cool to watch it on the big screen.
Yeah.
And your moms kept telling you to leave me alone.
Yes, yes, because I wanted to keep talking, and the guys were all trying to watch the
Watch the
game.
game.
And I'm sitting there, it's like, leave him alone. He's watching it. I was
Yeah.
like, it was just cool to see the big screen.
People
and
were in
stuff like that.
heaven.
Yeah.
Lots of food and drinks, and yeah, in a movie theater watching.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
I'm
cool.
talking about you watching like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of movie theaters now showing like the big fights,
Yes.
and
yes.
I don't know. You gonna start doing that maybe?
Yeah, I think so. I think part of it is trying to get our calendar to be
Oh,
available.
man,
we have bookings
a
through
fight
like
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're
yeah,
yeah,
we
a
have
lot
bookings
of
through
movie
like
theaters showing
November,
fights.
so we gotta
To November.
through November, yeah, because film festivals
Oh,
plan
yeah.
way in advance.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we have like all of these studios have all kinds of stuff going on. So, yeah.
Shout out to my man, LaRon Smith. I believe we went through everything.
Don't be afraid to say goodbye.
It's never goodbye. It's see you later.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
see you holding on for dear life. It's okay.
No, because we're going to let my man the Elite rock out for a while and stuff.
Sounds good.
But here's the thing. What do you want to hear?
I'm Dominican. So that says it all. English is actually my second language. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Wow.
That Spanish is my first language.
But you got to see her and her mom's hold a conversation. That's some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen in my life. I love your moms and stuff.
My mom. Shout out to my mom.
I love
She
her.
made like 100 empanadas today. I was so proud of her.
She makes it happen.
Yeah, and she does it with so much love.
Yeah, definitely.
I
She's
start
al-
making empanadas. I get to number 2. I'm like, yep, I'm done.
Nah, your mom's be serious. She throwing her little apron thing or whatever.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, she bought a new one.
Oh, she did.
With the little flowers and the buttons in the front with the little clip. Remember those
Yes.
those silver clips?
Yes,
And she wears that around the theater with her chancletas,
Yeah.
her flip-flops,
Oh, okay.
chancletas.
Okay. I don't
With her
know.
chancletas.
I don't
Yep.
speak Spanish. I guess
Yep.
I'm the only one in here who don't speak Spanish, is it?
Tienes-
No.
Oh, you speak Spanish?
See.
Okay. I know Donata. And I know Poppy.
Dinero.
Poppy.
Oh, brother.
Ain't nothing wrong with hearing that, boy. I'm telling you,
What I
boy.
need to know is mommy, not papi. But all right.
We're going to have DJ leave.
Before we get into trouble, let's wrap it up.
All of us got to go home like, look,
Yeah,
that's her
right?
fault. No,
We're
definitely.
Start off with some salsa or something.
It's on you, man. It's on you.
Salsa, merengue, reggaeton, bachata, whatever.
Start off with that, man. You got about
With
40 minutes.
Despacito, anything.
Oh, you like Despacito?
I see.
Was I the only one turned on just then?
Oh my goodness.
Just saying. I'm waiting on you, man.
Oh, you waiting on me?
Yeah.
Waving back to you, Loreni.
All right. We want to thank Emelyn Stuart for coming through her moment. Make sure y'all check her out and check the show out tomorrow. She's still going to be here with us for a while here. She got to listen to her music. So, DJ Lee.